One of the things that I'm not great at is networking. If you ask a group of financial advisors how to get more clients, networking will always come up. You can network in different ways. You can network on LinkedIn, but mainly I think what they're talking about is face-to-face networking. I can never understand why I would be the one in the corner with pretending to be on my phone at networking activities when I knew and understood that actually it could be quite important. When I was building my property business, and I went to property networking meetings, and I needed to find people. I needed to find builders. I needed to find property. And I was surrounded by people who were builders and people who had properties that they were aware of that needed selling. And I would just sit there with my cup of coffee and just waste my time. And I used to beat myself up about it. And it wasn't until I did I don't know if you know, I've mentioned it a few times, but I did a year-long mastermind program in property. It cost a lot of money, actually. It was my first foray into coaching. And I think back then, and this was now about 7 or 8 years ago, it cost 20k, maybe 20,000 pound, which is 26 US dollars. It's a lot of money. People around me looked at me and thought I was absolutely crazy for doing that, because you could take 20 or 25k and put that down as a deposit on a property. But I saw other people who took the knowledge that was part of this mastermind and didn't just buy one property, but bought multiple properties. And I knew that if I applied the same things that they, and the knowledge that they were learning, I would be able to do the same thing. But of course, people on the outside, they didn't know that. They couldn't see what I could see. So I had a vision. But still, the thing that was holding me back was this networking thing. I would be in the mastermind. There were about 60 of us. We all had one aim: to go through this year-long program and at the end of it, have £1 million worth of property that was achieving £50,000 income net per year. And there were quite a few people that had done it. Usually out of 60, the top 5 or 6 or 7, something like that. So maybe top 5, top 6 would be able to achieve it. And I thought, even if I didn't achieve that, I'm going to get some property, some knowledge that I didn't have, probably more than I would if I hadn't have done it. But my goal was to be in the top 5 or 6. And I think I would have been, actually, but in the final month, I decided to go on a skiing holiday. And so I did say to them, I've achieved the £1 million worth of property and the £50,000 worth of net income. I think it was about £70,000 worth of net income by the end of the year. But I'm quite happy to do like a live link up from Austria. I think that would be quite cool. You've never done that before. Is that something that you'd entertain? But basically he said no. We use the top 5 or 6 people as case studies going forward, and we want you in the room. So I said, well, failing me, short of me coming home an extra few days to go to it, I just said, I'm happy that I've hit that level. I've excelled that level. I'm taking a break and I'm going skiing. So I missed out on actually being named as the one of the top 5, but and I wouldn't have been number 1. Someone else beat me to the number 1. Probably the top 3. I might have hit the top 5, and I wasn't gonna give up a skiing holiday to take the 5th place. I just knew in my heart that I'd done it, and my bank account knew it too. Anyway, where was I going with that? Networking. I really had to force myself to network as part of this group. But because we kept seeing each other, and we were quite close-knit, I suppose, there were a few people that I got on with, and we kind of became friends. So it wasn't too bad. Instead of me standing there by myself in the corner, I could stand in the corner and have a few people around me to talk to. So, excuse me, wasn't so bad. Networking. So why didn't I know that there was a reason why I wasn't good at it? Now, you can see here this slide talks about a thing called Genius U, and you've probably never come across this. This was created by a futurist called Roger Hamilton, and basically what he's done is he's I mean, you probably have come across these things before. There's different things where you take an aptitude test of some sort, and it says, "Oh, you're this type of person. You like doing these types of things." But this is specifically around entrepreneurs and building businesses. This is a free test, by the way. And if you want the link to get the free test, just put a note in the comments below, and I'll get the link out to you. You can go on once you've done the free test and do a paid for test. I think it's about $100. Actually, it's $100 well worth spending, but you don't need to do that. The information that you get from here will give you some really good insights. The idea of this is that we all have an inner genius, and there's different elements and different people using their geniuses. If you combine them and you know which bits you need to bring into your team, you can excel. When you take the full test, over that end, you are known as a lord, which goes directly in the middle of there. So as a lord, you I think in one of his videos he described it as, you come into the rooms like sucking all the light out of the room with your darkness. So how are we going to do that? So we're all facts and figures based. So a lot of you are going to take this test, and you're going to be over in that zone. Then there's the other zones. I can't quite remember which one, but it might be up here somewhere where you've got the star up here, where you don't like all the facts and figures. You need the Lord people to be able to do that. But what you like to do is you like to be out there on stage or in networking situations where you are the person that's out there and presenting, and your personality, you're attracting people because of that. So we all have our own geniuses within us. What I'd like you to do is find out which is your genius and which geniuses are out there that will complement you to help you grow and scale. Oh, and by the way, the best mentor to have is a lord, because they don't let you get away with anything. And they can study your facts and figures to the nth degree. Okay, so Genius U. If you want the link to that free, so I'll just call it an aptitude test. It doesn't take very long, and it's really interesting to read. Hit me up in the links in the comments below. Ask for the link, and I'll get that out to you. Until then, thank you very much.